This ABC 15 Flash Briefing is sponsored by Sanderson Ford. Straight up.
Hello, I'm Allison Rodriguez with your afternoon update from ABC15 Arizona. This morning, the Arizona Department of Health Services reporting nearly 2,300 new coronavirus cases. The state has also added, sadly, another 84 deaths linked to COVID. The death toll over the past year is now 16,296. Pinal County is expanding eligibility on vaccines to people 55 and older. This is in line with the state-run sites in Maricopa County. Right now, the state tentatively plans to lower that age requirement by another 10 years to 45 to 54 in April and 35 to 44 by late April and May. Well, tomorrow, state and local leaders are planning to help out at the state-run vaccination site. And among those volunteering their time, Tempe Mayor Corey Woods and Luis Gonzalez of the Arizona Diamondbacks. They are encouraging people of color and those in underserved communities to get out and get the vaccine if they are eligible. Well, as more and more states ease restrictions, the CDC says now isn't the time for states to lift mask requirements. CDC Director Rochelle Walensky says it's up to state leaders to continue to urge people to wear masks for the foreseeable future. She says everyone should also continue to avoid traveling outside of the country. Well, spring break is here, and it's a popular time for a lot of families to get out of town. While the CDC is still recommending you avoid travel, if you are planning a vacation, especially across the border, the ABC 15 Health Insider team with a warning. A new federal rule is requiring air travelers to test negative for COVID no more than 3 days before traveling into the U.S. And you're going to need documentation of a negative result or recovery. But what about your vaccination status? Could a recent vaccination trigger a false positive? Well, we took that question to Arizona Medical Association President Dr. Ross Goldberg.
And that has been a confusing point for people because some people have heard that people get vaccinated and then they test positive for COVID. The reason they test positive for COVID is because they have COVID.
He says all of the vaccines work by building antibodies to the spike protein on the coronavirus. So if you've had the vaccine, an antibody test will come back positive, but PCR and antigen tests will not. And so far, this flu season has been nearly non-existent, and the latest numbers from the Arizona Department of Health Services are showing just 6 new flu cases in the past week, with only 851 total all season long. This is in part because of COVID-19 restrictions and mask wearing. And while it is a good thing flu cases are down, there may be cause for concern for next year's flu season.
You're going to have the potential for a much larger flu season next year, given all of the people who are potentially susceptible to being sick.
As the flu makes its way through the population, it boosts the immunity among people who recover, an immunity that can last a few years. But that part of the process is gone this year, potentially leaving more people than ever before susceptible to the flu, and creating next year's flu vaccine could be problematic.
The selection of the strains that will be in the influenza vaccine each year is based on the circulating virus, and we just haven't seen that much circulation. So we will have to make some guesses.
Groups like the World Health Organization and the FDA telling flu shot makers which strains were most problematic. Starting tomorrow, the Human Services campus in Phoenix will begin its monthly water drives. They will happen on the first Saturday of every month through September. You can drop off water donations from 9 a.m. until noon, and this will be a drive-through style event. You can also make donations of hygiene items and other items, things like tents, sleeping bags, pillows, hats, sunscreen, lip balm, and more.
Time now for that most accurate forecast. I'm meteorologist Iris Hermosillo. It's going to be warmer across the state today. The 80s are back here in the valley with a high of 83 degrees in Phoenix. We'll make it to 82 at Lake Havasu, 83 in Yuma, and 80 down in Tucson. Highs will reach the mid-50s today in Flagstaff and near 70 today in spots like Payson, Prescott in the upper 60s there. This weekend, we'll get even warmer. Look at these temperatures. I mean, we're talking the warmest weekend of the year so far with a high of 86 on Saturday, and then we could reach 87 on Sunday. We'll get more breezes on Saturday, and then on Sunday we get more clouds, but we're going to stay dry. Again, high pressure dominates behind that storm system that moved through yesterday and the day before. That storm system clearing up to the east. High pressure will bring the warmer weather. Then next week we'll be watching more changes. High clouds begin moving in on Sunday, and then early next week we'll be tracking the storm approaching from the west. It's going to bring more breezes, and then eventually a very slight chance for rain Wednesday and Thursday, and cooler temperatures too.
Well, another update tonight, but until then, get the latest news, weather, and traffic at ABC15.com or by downloading that free ABC15 mobile app.
This ABC 15 Flash Briefing is sponsored by Sanderson Ford. Straight up.